Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Don, please address us.
Hi, I'd like to address, I'm calling from California, by the way. I'd like to address the high burn-up fuel, which the NRC is allowing to be used nationwide, and they don't even have a safe way to store it. It's a classic case of putting the cart before the horse, and if they're going to do any kind of environmental impact statement, that should have all been done before they approved the use of this high burn-up fuel. Period. I mean, the NRC needs to step up and take a good look at what they're approving and to make sure they can safely secure what they're allowing utilities to create more of. And right now, there is no safe way to store that. In fact, I'm reading off a thing from Power Engineering. They posted on the internet a briefer on the Department of Energy's high burn-up used fuel demonstration project, which is a $16 million 5-year award to a team led by some different companies, the objective of which is to observe and confirm the long-term characteristics and behavior of high burn-up fuel under real conditions in a full-scale dry storage system. Now, notice that nothing is mentioned here about transporting this high burn-up fuel, just storing it. So we're left to wonder how they're going to get the fuel to a site other than the reactor complex itself. That's not mentioned. So the NRC needs to immediately address what's happening with high burn-up fuel, how it can be transported safely, how it can be stored, and not let more of it get created until they have this thing worked out. Waiting for another 10, 15, 40, 100 years is not a good answer when they're trying to come up with an environmental impact statement that describes what they're going to do in the future. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it. And back to you, Chip.
Thank you, Don. And we still don't have Jane. So.
All right. Thank you. Hello, this is Marvin Lewis.
Yeah, go ahead, Marvin.
Okay. Thank you very much for allowing me on. My name is Marvin, M-A-R-V as in Vincent, I-N, Lewis, L-W-I-S. I'm calling from Philadelphia. I have a few things to say. I hope that you don't mind me straying a bit. But my problem with the radioactive fuel and what have you is that the generic and this DGIS, draft generic impact statement, doesn't go into reality. There is a reality out there. It may not be in the GEIS, but there is a reality. For instance, reality raises its ugly head. There's a Berman who operates who's an operator at a nuclear power plant. He headed south when he was caught trying to hijack and perhaps even kill another citizen. His co-conspirator, another co-worker, is also up for charges. In other words, what I'm saying on that issue is that we look at these people, and these people are often very, very good people working nuclear power plants, but we forget that there are people who do bad things. And nuclear radioactive waste is a lovely target for terrorists, or can use it to make a so-called dirty bomb just with conventional explosives and to disperse radioactive waste and make an area a real problem. And that's something we forget. We forget completely about that. And it's pretty much close to what's happened already, and we forget all about that. In fact, if you don't believe it's almost happened already, please go to the people in Boston and ask them if it's almost happened already with terrorists. There are so many things like that. For instance, basically was saying, hey, reality does have to raise its head. And that's why he made a ruling against the NRC with the radioactive waste. Namely, he was trying to, I feel, force reality into the way radioactive waste is looked at by the NRC. Right now, we don't have a place to put a long-term, a permanent geological repository, and we just can't say, according to the court, oh, we feel confident they'll be there when we need it. According to the court, you need more basis, as the lawyers say, basis, to say, hey, a geological repository will be there when we need it. And the court said that in a ruling, and it still is not answered in 2.5 inches of paperwork in the GEIS. Oh, by the way, I'll refer to it as GEIS, as I do not like to refer to it as a German ghost, Geist, as the NRC likes to call the GEIS. Geist. No, that's a German ghost. And I won't refer to the GEIS as such. I will refer to the GEIS as generic environmental impact statement. Now, look, there's a lot of problems with all sorts of things, but let's go back to the basics. And who would go better to go be able to point out the basics than a guy named Hyman Rickover. Hyman Rickover.
Marvin, could you give us just your final important point quickly so that we can go on to the next person?
Wonderful. Hyman Rickover put it very clearly. Why, then, you might ask, why do I have nuclear power ships? That is a necessary evil. I would sink them all. Have I given you an answer to your question? That's Admiral Hyman Rickover. He would have sunk every nuclear sub if he had a chance. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your attention. Bye.
Thank you, Marvin, and thanks to Dawn before Marvin. And Lou, are you on the phone? Lou Zeller?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead, Lou.
Thank you, Chip. My name is Lou Zeller. I'm Executive Director of Blue Ridge Environmental Defense League. Thank you for this opportunity. I will be brief. On February 18, 2011, the Blue Ridge Environmental Defense League, Riverkeeper, Inc., and Southern Alliance for Clean Energy filed a petition in U.S. District Court to reverse decisions by the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission on waste confidence. As a result, in 2012, the U.S. Court of Appeals nullified the Nuclear Regulatory Commission's waste confidence rule because it did not satisfy the National Environmental Policy Act. The court's decision cleared the way for challenges at scores of commercial nuclear power reactors in the United States because it invalidated a broad federal regulation which supports all U.S. nuclear power plant licenses. The old rule presumed that waste stored at reactors would go to a waste dump someday. Following the landmark legal decision, many groups petitioned the NRC to ensure that the new environmental analysis is properly incorporated into the licensing of nuclear power plants. The Blue Ridge Environmental Defense League has raised the waste confidence issue in several NRC licensing proceedings, namely Belmont, North Anna, William States Lee, Vogel, and Sequoia. Until the court ruled in our favor, the Commission refused to even discuss this issue. However, the current draft rule and environmental impact statement fail to meet the standard established by the D.C. Circuit Court. We will be submitting further comments in writing on why this is so. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Lou. And we do have Jane Dugdale with us, and go ahead, Jane.
Jane, your line is open.
This is like Marvin's Geist, I guess. But we may find Jane. Jane, are you there? Okay.
Please check your mute button, Jane.
Okay, well, we'll come back and try Jane again.